Hi guys, so I know this is not what you're normally used to seeing from me, but today we are going to walk through our chicken wing dissection. I am going to assume that you have already gone through your pre-lab, that you have read about skeletal muscles and how they're responsible for the movements that happen in both humans and chickens, that you know that tendons connect muscle to bone, that you know that muscles work in pairs to create motion and movement, and that you have looked at the diagram and seen how similar the human arm is to a chicken wing. So I have a chicken wing here that we're going to be using today, and let me find my towel. I am going to be using a probe and a pair of scissors, dissection scissors, but you can feel free to use a sharp knife. You might want to get your mom or dad to help you so that you don't hurt yourself. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to look at the chicken wing. We want to look at it and we're going to want to compare it to the picture that we have. Now, the picture on your paper is the other side of the body, but we can see some things on this chicken wing. Now, first of all, if you look very carefully, you can see the remnants of some feather pieces here, right? These little pieces that are coming off in my hand. And that happens because, you know, sometimes all of the pieces are not pulled off. If you look at the end where the chicken wing was connected to the body, you can see that this is a really smooth white surface that is cartilage. Let me see if I can get that picture to clear up for you guys. Right, so now you can see that really shiny cartilage area, right? This is a part of that ball and socket joint that happens at the shoulder. Happens at the shoulder in chickens just like it happens in the shoulder in people. And so in chickens, they're able to move their wings and extend and contract it just like this. Outside of the top, you can see this pinkish material, the meat of the chicken. And this is the muscle, right? That's muscle right there. So if we look at our example, we can see the upper wing right here. This upper part is the part that was connected to the chicken previously. This is our lower wing, like the human forearm, right? So this would be like the top of your arm and the bottom of your arm. And this would be like your hand, right? And obviously chickens don't have hands, but they have these little dew claws and things like that that you know, kind of look like a human hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors or a knife. I told you guys I'm going to use scissors. And we're going to cut across the wing like this. Now you want to be really careful if you're using a knife that you point it away from you and that you kind of slip it under there as gently as possible. Because what we want to do is we want to remove the skin without damaging the muscle underneath. So I'm going to take and I'm going to just slide those in there just a little bit. I'm going to pause this video so that I can get that worked through just a little bit so you don't have to wait and watch that. So I've gotten it worked across here. Now we're going to take and we're going to do the same thing except up and down. And so again, you might have to take your scissors or maybe a toothpick or a craft stick, something that's maybe a little bit more blunt to pull and separate. Okay. So you can see when you look here that I have to exude some force, right? I've got to pull it pretty hard. And it's because there's a layer of tissue that connects this skin on top, just kind of bumpy and whitish, to the chicken underneath, right? So here we can see some more of that meatier area. And so if you slip your toothpick or knife or popsicle stick underneath there, you can kind of slide and disconnect that area, right? You're not going to hurt the chicken, I promise. Okay, so I've got a probe. I'm going to just kind of stick down in there and see if we can get some of this skin removed for you guys. I'm going to pause that and get that really nice and clean for you. Give me just a minute. So now you can see that I have most of the wing meat visible to you, right? So you can see here this pink area, and you can see those bundles that we've been talking about that are muscular. Do you see how this is all grouped together in one muscle? Right, those are those bundles, those just strings and strings of those fibers that connect one part of the wing to the other. If you see over here this yellowy bubbly stuff, that is fat, right? That is fat on the wing that serves to help keep it warm and protect it. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can get it a little closer for you. But these right here, these strips right here, are ligaments. Do you see how it connects to the bone over here? And then it connects to this upper bone in the upper part of this hand region, right? And here's another one. You can see they're very stringy and thin, but I'm pulling pretty hard, right? I can let the whole wing hang on that string. So they're very strong, very able to withstand a lot of pressure, okay? So the pink tissues, we can actually see them bend and flex. You can see them move and straighten out and get thin, and then bunch up and get thicker, right? As we move this section of the wing. And that's just what your muscles do, okay? Tendons are also going to be found near these joints, and they look very similar to ligaments. You can see here is a tendon that's connecting the muscles here to this bone. You can see some back here as well. Do you see how this is really, really white right here? That area there is connected to this muscle, okay, and that muscle helps to control that. So we've got our skin tissue. On the underside of the skin, we have a layer of fat, like you can see here. It's yellow and kind of bubbly. You can see tendons and joints. Ooh, here's a nice tendon right there. See how it's very thick and white, and it previously connected. See this one right here? Another tendon that previously connected this wing to the animal that it came from. So these connective tissues help to bridge the gap between different systems, right? We've got parts of the muscular system here connected to part of the skeletal system. And so without those connective tissues, they're not connected. So we need them to connect muscle to bone, to connect bone to bone. What kind of tissue is moving this wing? Is it the tendon? Is it the skin? No, it's the muscle, and you can see here I nicked it and some of the muscle tissue is coming out. It's very fibrous, right? It's stringy, made up of those thin fibers. Okay, so that tissue that is the meat is the muscle, right? And those tendons that connect the muscle to the bone are what allows the movement to happen, not just in chicken wings, but in your body as well. Okay, so you're going to follow the rest of your instructions for the rest of your lab, but this should help you get that finished. So thanks for listening, guys.